Hey, good morning, friends. Welcome to the Thursday ride along. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Man, it was kind of an interesting morning. A little slow to get up. I don't know if it's just towards the end of the week, or what it is, but like Thursdays and Fridays, even though you're closer to the weekend, so you have that to look for. Just getting up in general for me just seems to be a little bit tougher. But you push through it, and after the first half hour or so and that first cup of coffee, man, it's not that rough. So for my morning studies, I learned this from Jimmy Houston, Catch of the Day. Terrible times will come and go, and they will come again. God will be there with His grace to help you through. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. Even though there are times where you think like, it's the most terrible thing, but you look back at it and you're like, well, I'm still here. I still have a roof over my head. I still have all of these things that unnecessary to sustain life. So it's really not that bad. So God gets you through it. Today's scripture is from 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. This is from the AMP version, so the verbiage is a little different than what I'm used to, but I looked it up in my NLT Bible for the study notes, and it kind of made sense. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, God's own purchase, special people, that you may set forth the wonderful deeds and display the virtues and perfections of Him who called you out of the darkness into His marvelous light. What my study note said was the Christian's true identity is no longer that of a sinner, but that of a holy saint. Priests are given the privilege of appearing before the Lord with requests. Because of Christ's ultimate sacrifice on the cross, we are free to come before God and no longer offer sacrifices for sin. So what I kind of got out of that, I had to read it a couple times. What I get out of it personally is do not fear or be ashamed. Do not fear or be ashamed. Just admit through prayer and ask. So I guess what I mean by that is that, there are things, some people will be like, I feel selfish for asking God this. If it's something you truly need, you should never feel selfish or ashamed to ask God. If it's something that you just desire or want, you can still ask Him. And if He feels that it's necessary to have in your life, it may happen. Because there's a saying, I think scripture, believe, I forget how it goes, believe that you have it and you will have it, or believe something along the lines of that. So you just gotta want it. You gotta want it that bad. And if it's something you gotta work for, you just gotta work that much harder for it. If it's something that you just truly need, that you just aren't able to do on your own, you just gotta pray. And you gotta share those prayers, man. You gotta share it through your community and your church, because that's how God works. He works through other people to make things happen for those in need. So do not fear or be ashamed. Just admit through prayer and ask. So like I said before, God already knows. He's just waiting for you to self-admit it. And in my belief, that's when his trueness and doings start to go to work, once you can self-admit it through prayer. So from the Live Bold app this morning, the Kickstart, what I got was when temptation and impulse are knocking down your door, take the time to think and resist the urge to jump into action. Ask for God's guidance and help. He is always with you. So friends, remember, God is always with you through the good, through the bad. Things don't always turn out the way that we want, but there's a reason for everything. It's all part of the plan. Sometimes it's just to challenge us and cause us to work a little bit harder and cause us to, I think, self-admit through prayer to God, just because he wants to see what we're going to do. But know that he's going to be there with us and he's going to see us through. I challenge you all to make God your priority every morning. Wake up humbly and in thanksgiving. Thank God for everything he has put into your life. Pray for the things that you need. There are no selfish prayers. I hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time.